What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Pet Shop Boys. Once again, big shout out to Seb, and shout out to a couple folks who mentioned when I said that one of the bonus tracks or B-sides that was included in the expanded folder for the Behaviour album was DJ Culture, and they said that if you're going to listen to DJ Culture, and especially given that, you know, in the techno world and so on, that you're into DJing and that kind of environment or that kind of world, then you should listen to the extended mix. So that's what we're going to do. And indeed, I'm aware that for all of the albums, there seem to be these remix albums that have, you know, extended or other versions of tunes. And it's like crazy to me. They make all these B-sides, they make like entire remix albums on top of all these studio albums, and I'm aware they're coming out with a new one. I'm going to get a physical copy. But like the volume of their output is insane, it seems to me. But yeah, so instead of just reacting to the regular version of DJ Culture, I have gotten the extended mix of DJ Culture from the other folder, which I think is the remix album for Behaviour. In any case, yeah, not knowing exactly the context of this tune, you know, in terms of the subcultures that it may reference. Ultimately, I'm aware that Chris was, you know, into like house parties and so on, meaning, you know, acid house and that type of, you know, underground. So I'm guessing that on some level it'll relate to that. But obviously DJ culture, you know, in the world of reggae and so on, it's like a very big part of it. So I wonder, you know, just what musical scenes this may reference. But either way, let's hear it. This is the extended mix of DJ Culture by Pet Shop Boys.
Attention, attention, le silence va plus vite. 38, 39, 40.
Attitude heavy bass and that little keyboard line came on.
Imagine a war which everyone won, permanent holiday in endless sun, peace without wisdom one steals to achieve, relentlessly pretending to believe. Attitudes are materialistic, positive or frankly realistic, which is terribly old-fashioned, isn't it? Or isn't it?
So many jokes I want to make right there.
Otherwise, on trial for our lives. I've been around the world for a number of reasons. I've seen it all, the change of seasons. And I, my lord, may I say nothing. Dance with me. Let's pretend.
Some really interesting tunes. It's got drums. ride, but it's also sort of seductive. The idea of dancing in a fantasy. But some of the lines about war and winning war.
As a matter of pride, indulge yourself, your every mood.
Little funky guitar.
No feast days or fast days or days of abstinence and truth. Consider for a minute
Away from the like Catholic school or religious school upbringing.
bury the past, empty the shelf. Decide it's time to reinvent yourself. Like Liz before Betty, she after Sean. Suddenly you're missing, then you're reborn. And I, my lord, may I say nothing?
And it has this like formal tone to the language.
Dance with me.
That piano run.
Let's pretend, living in a satellite fantasy, waiting for night to end.
Tribal feel, little hand drum. Got some crabbing, some turntablism. It's funny, I do a lot of things in my techno mixes, a lot of DJ tactics, but I don't scratch, I don't crab. There are some techno people who mess around with that in techno sets, but I'm more like beat juggle, throwovers, kill switch, that kind of stuff. Everything in rhythm. Like the bass
Living in a satellite fantasy, waiting for the night to end. Dance with me.
The DJ culture vocal, the way it's all affected and deep, it sounds like a dog bark almost.
Waiting for the night to end. Dance with me. Let's pretend, living in a satellite fantasy, waiting for the night to end. And I, my lord, may I say nothing? Living in a satellite fantasy, waiting for the night to end.
The quickest 6.5 minutes I've ever experienced. I could go another 6. That's brilliant. That's fantastic. It's interesting. It definitely feels like underground culture, like breakbeat, early 90s. And admittedly it had more of that feel, like in terms of the percussive rhythm than, formal like house music, but definitely that same sort of like environment, which again, that's a little bit before I entered the world of underground parties and raves and so on. Indeed, I went to my first party very late 96. And by then, the genres that I was following had evolved from what the house and the like breakbeat, which, I don't know, it's the type of music I'm thinking of. I know it used to be called hardcore by some people, and it has a very syncopated rhythm, and then eventually, because of the emergence of other types of music called hardcore, I don't think, it eventually became called other things, but this had that very syncopated, trip hop kind of feel to it. So definitely enjoyed that. I enjoyed the the interesting vocals and lyrics where, again, part of it feels like the language is very formal, addressing my lord and so on. And the vocals kind of theatrical spoken. There are parts where I wondered, is that Neil, but like maybe the pitch has been adjusted in his voice, either up, and like there was one moment where it was like, is that a female vocal singing like the same line? So I don't know, maybe it was all Neil and just some of the like lines were affected in some way. Maybe there was like backing singers on that, but or there were, I guess. Either way, a really cool tune, and I like again, there was some turntable moments, of course. I expected that to happen. I like the way maybe in the extended mix we got like a full sort of instrumental section with that sort of flavor, so that was definitely cool. And ultimately, yeah, I'm curious to know the major differences. Ultimately, if there is like a notable reason to react to the regular version of the tune, do let me know. But presumably, what I just listened to is that plus a little bit extra. So when I go back to the regular folder for Behaviour, which we're already into the bonus tunes, of course, but when I go back to that folder, I'm assuming I'll just skip past the regular version of DJ Culture. So yeah, ultimately a really cool track, and one that, as a vinyl DJ who continues to make many mixes up into the current day, I'm especially sympathetic to anything that references DJ Culture, and this is like literally, that's the name. So big shout out to Pet Shop Boys, big shout out to the folks who mentioned it'd be cool to do the extended mix. And yeah, ultimately I'll try to come back with the next Pet Shop Boys. I know the last two reactions have been spread out more than I would like with one of my favorite deep dives, so I'll try to get back to PSB in the not too distant future, and not as long as, the gap between the last one. So let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.